Today's video is number 2 in our video series on Change Leadership Essentials. The themes are teams matter and don't go it alone. Why these themes? Well, during the past 25 years, I've led a lot of post-mortems on failed change initiatives, including turnarounds that didn't, leaders forced to eject early, and integrations that weren't. If you take only one insight away from this video, please make it the following. Leaders who successfully lead major change initiatives always begin by convening and developing high-performance teams. High-performance teams should be your first priority for leading change. Why? Because high-performance teams have strong change leadership skills. They can manage significant complexity and they don't need micromanaging. They deliver results, they're innovative, and they are ethical. Simply said, they are high-performing on all dimensions. So here is a story to illustrate why you should always start major change initiatives with high-performance teams. An executive leader in a multi-billion-dollar company had a bold new organizational structure he wanted his team to embrace and then to implement. However, he was concerned that if he shared his challenging vision with his team, they would resist and might, as he put it, freak out. By the way, situations like this are common in my experience where leaders have bold visions but are unsure how to build willing coalitions. So we smiled and asked him, but if the need is clear and you have a smart, dedicated, and qualified team, why haven't they already come up with a solution or some version of it and presented it to you? Good point, he said. I don't believe they know I expect that of them, which is why I'm talking to you, and I'm looking for help around how to tell them what I want and expect them to do. Here's how I responded. First, I made sure I had his permission by asking, "Can I offer you a different way forward?" He nodded. I believe you need to start by developing your team into a high-performing team. And the reason is you need an approach focused more on pull and less on push. Let me explain. You just told me that there are booby traps hidden in your team's current mindset, system of roles, and strategies, which will be triggered if you try to push a bold change initiative, like your new organizational structure. He nodded. Then I suggest you avoid any push approaches that involve blowing up all the booby traps at the same time and cleaning up the mess afterwards, because that kind of approach is doomed to failure. He laughed. Instead, I think you should emphasize a pull approach that involves disarming the booby traps first. You do this by focusing on and resolving critical conversations. You partner with your team to identify unresolved critical conversations, and then you work with your team to resolve these conversations. The end state you want is for your team to embrace and celebrate exciting change initiatives like your new organizational structure instead of resisting them. Think party bus to attract people, not tank to make it across a minefield. He smiled. I get it, he said. Can you tell me more about what you mean by a high-performing team? This is the definition I gave him. On a high-performance team, the leader and members are so committed to a shared purpose that they apply data to honestly self-assess performance. And then they deliberately modify their own and each other's ways of thinking and acting to resolve gaps, manage blind spots, and meet challenges. They put team performance above individual comfort, driving all critical team conversations to resolution. In other words, the members of a high-performance team have a strong shared sense of accountability, and they work together to stretch and conquer challenges, giving and receiving direct feedback. So what happened? Well, we worked with the leader to develop his team into a high-performing team. The team rolled out his new organizational structure, and then they implemented a new business model, and the business results were simply fantastic. In summary, Leaders who successfully lead major change initiatives always begin by convening and developing high-performance teams. High-performance teams should be your first priority for leading change. Click on the button below and we will send you a link to the next video within the next 24 hours.